Hello friends, I am Moksh Goyal from Indus Academics. So as we know that NDA exam is round the corner. So today I will be telling you which chapters you must study and which chapters you must not study in the last couple of days to prepare for your maths exam for NDA much better. And I will also tell you a few some other test papers also which you should definitely practice before your NDA exam. So the topics which you must study, I am telling these topics based on their weightage in the NDA exam, as well as what we have seen in the past is the types of questions that comes from these chapters is a bit more of concept based, formula based. There is not much of a trick in these questions. So the first topic that I will tell you is matrices and determinants. It has a quite heavy weightage in the exam. We can expect almost 8 to 9 questions from this exam. Next is complex numbers. You can expect easily 4 to 5 questions from complex numbers. Then we have quadratic equations. You can expect 3 to 4 questions from quadratic equations. Then I'll talk about coordinate geometry. In coordinate geometry, you can cover the topic of straight lines as well as circles. There is not much concept in both the topics combined, but you can easily expect 12 to 13 questions from both of these topics, right? So in trigonometry, you should definitely do inverse trigonometry. You will find 3 to 4 questions from inverse trigonometry, and those will be directly formula-based questions. So next, if I talk about 3D and vector, both the chapters are very important. The questions, you will find some tricky questions, but you will also find some easy questions from these two topics, and you can expect almost 14 to 15 questions from these two topics combined. So now if I talk about probability में भी आपकी अच्छी weightage आती है, 7 से 8 question आपको, you will definitely see questions from probability. Next, if I talk about integration, definite integration you must revise, and differential equation also you must revise, because you will find good around 10 to 12 questions from both of these two topics. And from derivatives, you should definitely go through your application of derivatives chapter. You will easily find 5 to 6 questions from application of derivatives. So now the topics which you must not study in these couple of days if you haven't touched these topics before. One of them is binary numbers. See, we know that the concept in binary number is very small, but still you need some time to practice the questions. You need to get comfortable with the idea of binary numbers. So if you haven't done it before, there is no point in going through this topic right now, because it will have only one questions. Next is permutation, combination and binomial. You will find only 2 questions from permutation, combination and binomial, and the questions are not that simple. It is a tricky one, right? And then is logs. Logs itself has a lot of application in calculus, but if you start studying properties of log, so it will have the weightage of logs is as a chapter is very less. So rather than focusing more time on logs, you should focus better on the topics of calculus. Next, I'll talk about properties of triangles. This topic has a lot of formulae, so just to get familiar with the formula will take a lot of time. So it is better to avoid this topic at this point of time. And next one is conic sections. Though the questions from conic sections comes to be very direct, but the entire idea of conics, the new terms that are introduced in the conics, it is not easy to get familiar with the terms in 2 or 3 days. So if you haven't studied conics before, so there is no point in touching this chapter right now. So one more thing, I'll like to recommend you few couple of test papers which you should definitely attempt before going for your NDA exam. One is West Bengal JEE. We have seen that इस पेपर में से 2-3 questions आपके NDA exam में से आते ही आते हैं. तो अगर आप 2-3 साल के पेपर उठा लेते हैं, 2017, 2016, 2015, इसका आप उठा के पेपर कर लीजिए सॉल्व वेस्ट बंगाल जेईई का, that will help you in your NDA exam. Next one is कर्नाटका CET. इसके भी आप लास्ट के 2 साल के पेपर उठा के सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. ज्यादा बड़ा पेपर नहीं होता, you will find 30 to 40 questions in each of these papers. Next is Madhya Pradesh CET, and another one is Tamil Nadu CET. So if you can go through these 4 regional engineering exams, you will find around 7 to 8 questions repeated from these exams only. So that can actually give you an added advantage over other students if you can go through these topics. Alright friends, thank you so much.